Green interwebs, welcome for another edition of Game Chill. Maybe it's just me, but it really feels like it took forever and a half to really get into the mindset to actually commentate this. Like I was gonna do it yesterday, and I just could never get myself up to it. And even today, right now, I kind of feel a bit out of it, for lack of a better way to describe it. I wasn't even sure if I would have anything to talk about today. But then I tried setting up a new capture device. As you may have noticed by the visual settings being exactly the same as the last Game and Chill, it didn't work. Funny story about all that. But first, maybe it would be good to get the general updates at the beginning and all. Like, video schedule is pretty much set. Pretty much same stuff as the last month. June will probably be where it gets a little interesting. But the only exception for this month beyond the usual 3 videos a week with the minus occasional bonus video is if I want to wrap off Dungeon by the end of the month, because we are close. Like, the end of this month, there'll be like only 3 videos left before everything is done. So I'm half tempted to just like upload them all at the end of the week, so I could just start fresh in next month. By start fresh, probably mean take a little bit of a break. Maybe I'll continue to upload XG, but that's a problem for next month's Jack and Cake. For now, though, it's kind of just like only major exception of out of the ordinary for this month and kind of last month was I just haven't really felt up to streaming lately. One of the many excuses was I was going to have a nice new capture device with reduced latency, so we can actually do the stuff where I could have the live streams on the console games and not feel like 10 seconds behind everyone. But alas, let me tell you the story of the new capture card. After I catch this guy. Boop. I could probably tap him on the shoulder. How good and close I've gotten to him. But that aside, a few weeks back, maybe even a month at this point, I did get a brand new capture card. The one I have currently still serves me pretty well. I'm pretty happy with the quality of the video content and all that. Not crazy for the 4K and all the new stuff. I think the stuff I have for the games I play still looks pretty nice. But the one thing that I thought would benefit from a new capture device is latency. Because there's like a solid half-minute or so delay between my capture card and the mic, which most of you don't really notice on live streams because I can just go in OBS and delay my mic so it's on sync with the gameplay. But the result of that is like my commentary is delayed. So someone can say hi in chat, even if I am doing low latency on a YouTube stream, someone can say hi in chat, and I wouldn't notice until like a solid half-minute or so later. So, thinking like maybe it's just a capture device. Maybe if I get a new capture device. I have had it, it's a good capture device, but I've had it for a long time. So maybe if I get a new capture device, I'll be able to get around that latency. And it's been so long that I'm sure it'd be a nice visual upgrade in general as well. However, then the sad times hit, and I haven't felt up to streaming in general, so I never had a good opportunity to test it out until today. I figured after recording Game Chill today, but I'm still kind of feeling a little out of it. So why don't I mess around with that and get that working first? I set it up, and immediately first thing I notice is I get an error saying you need a USB 3.0. You need to plug this into a USB 3.0 port on your computer, which I thought my computer had, but apparently it doesn't. It's old enough that it wouldn't be something to have by default, but I didn't feel like it was that old. I thought I had something somewhere, but there wasn't anything labeled 3.0, so I guess I don't have it. That's unfortunate. At least I got it off Amazon, so I can just return it. I could also just hold on to it until I upgrade my computer, but I know myself better. I know I'll be so stubborn and probably hold on to this computer for at least another couple of years. Despite at least having it for a couple of years already. It has to be even longer than that, but I can't remember for the life of me when that is. In fact, I tried... Wow, I am just getting sidetracked and not going anywhere today. That's the same. Yeah. I know I'm stubborn enough that I won't want to get rid of this computer until it actually starts having major technical issues. And not just... What do I have to do with Cypher? We had a nice, uninterrupted commentary going, but this is the part where I'm gonna get fixated on the game, I can tell already. Literally all I have to do with you is do like 15 more agile moves, so let's get that out of the way. As I was saying, I know myself better than to assume that I'm gonna be upgrading this computer anytime soon, even though I've been saving for years, and probably do have enough save to get a better computer at this point. I don't know. Especially in my college years, I've just had such terrible luck with computers that this has been the best computer I've had probably in my entire life. So I am going to be so it's not even a matter of being old. I'm going to be incredibly stubborn with not upgrading it, purely out of fear of upgrading into something worse. I just feel it in my bones. So that's the story of the sad times that So that's the stories of the sad times, sad man, who just started to hype up new streams with better visual quality and maybe a normal amount of latency for once, only to immediately realize his computer's apparently too old to do that sort of stuff. And who knows, if I had the higher USB in the first place, maybe even the old capture device would do the same things. Yeah, like capture device, it's kind of strange. I've had an Elgato HD, but I've had that Elgato longer than I've had the computer. So I know that Elgato's old, and yet I don't feel any qualms of continuing to use it because minus latency, I haven't noticed anything too wrong with it. Oh, you're an alpha. That's fine. I can still pull this off. In fact, the Ultra Ball might have even been overkill. Also, while setting up for the stream, maybe if I'm feeling ambitious enough in editing, I'll just splice it in. Weird. I don't think I've ever been in this area before, actually. It doesn't... All this time I put into the game, it definitely does not look familiar. Shoot, I can't believe that I could be hunting shiny turtwig if I just took the time to grind out. Doing battles with it. Food for thought for later, I guess. Very inefficient way to try to catch these little guys. But I haven't played this game since the last gaming show. I'm giving myself a break. A little time to get back into the swing of things. But I noticed while doing the Turtwig streams that, like, the only thing I really needed to still do before completing that was use Leafage a bunch of times and then evolve one. That being said, maybe it was better if I just... So that's why I have a Turtwig on the team, because I just realized how close I am to properly shiny hunting them. I just have to do a couple little things and find an ample opportunity to do it at. You know what? Let you see me. It'll give me a good chance to see how high of a level it is. 24. Not really worth chancing quite yet. It's kind of funny, I've noticed I'm not even, like, doing the usual massive mass outbreak hunting and stuff like that. I'm just roaming around and talking, which is pretty much the exact opposite of what I thought I'd be able to do at the start of this game and show. So that's nice. Recording kind of just been a little down in the dumps in general lately. At this point I forget even how much of it is work and how much of it is stuff in general in life. But it's been a tiring and sad month. It just feels like I'm just starting to get out of it. Doesn't help that of just the usual physical and mental strains. Plus the joys of trying to set up a physical when your doctor has office hours in the same exact time frame that you work your job at. So the moment you get out of work and actually have the time to call them, they're closed. And then there's like the whole thing of, well, every other Saturday we're open, so sure, I'll try. Yesterday, it's like, sure, I will try calling in, and they were closed. Which means the previous week, where I tried to do the outings and everything went wrong, could have been the week I finally took care of that mess. But nope. I just have to have the best of both worlds, that it seems. Okay, I gotta do fast style like 6 more times, then we're good. Oh, I didn't even notice that I was pretty much right on top of another lost statue. I haven't even bothered checking out the mass outbreak, which was the whole reason I came here in the first place. Maybe I can squeeze that in real quick before going on to something, taking care of that all. Gotta fight them with grass types, gotta give them food, gotta catch them without being spotted. Lots of options, it seems. Oh, speaking of not getting spotted, I guess I gotta get rid of the witness. Come on, just eat the food. Ignore your buddy who's all mad. He's just hallucinating. There is no trainer nearby ready to just give you all a bad time. Nope, that's just your imagination. Speaking of wanting to give me a bad time, hi. Actually, I didn't even think about it, but maybe I can get 2 birds with 1 stone. Because I don't think I'm gonna be good enough to actually get to feed the barboaches. They're just way too angry at me. Or at least the one is. And I assume his friends probably want a piece of me too. Yeah, that's the second one that I think it spotted me. Unless they just forgotten. But also I gotta keep in mind the space-time rift. Oh, remember in the last Game and Chill when I promised that we would not meet up again until I knocked out all of the Cilio research for the Pokedex? Well, maybe it would have been better to bring that up after the battle, but I can assure you that I've done the Cilio stuff, and in like 2.5... There. It's done. So whenever we find these little guys in massive mass outbreaks, nothing else to worry about. I can just focus on catching them, beating them, whatever I want, and just try to get the shiny to pop up. Oh. These restore power points too. I kind of forgot that there was multiple berries that did that in this game. Oh, one more. We're so close to having it checked off, even though I know I gotta do more than 6 in total. The fact that I only just got one, I can get a check mark after knocking one more out is good enough reason for me. Right, let's see how this is looking in general, actually. Why are you just barely out of range so I can't check you? No, I'm going in there after you. This is a bad idea, but... Oh, I only gotta fight 4 more. You know what? Let's just do it. Barbulge, are you okay, friend? I don't think Barbulge is doing too hot. At least we can get this taken care of once and for all. In theory. Someday I'll hit you, friend. You can't hide in that mud forever, my friend. Eventually your reign will end. Someday we will be done grinding out these decks. Marks on. I'm gonna stop while I'm behind. I mean, it's just too perfect. They gotta be defeated by grass type move. Leafage is a grass type move, and it's the last move I need to do before this Turtwig's Pokedex entry is done. Why not? Speaking of which, how is Turtwig doing? Only gotta use Leafage like 12, 17 more times. Yay! So I guess while we're at a lull in between things, this is a good time as I need to bring up the fact that I'm planning on this being a bit shorter of a game show than usual. Like, we haven't really started a mass outbreak, and to assure that this stays a shorter game show, we will not be doing another mass outbreak. In fact, like, if it wasn't for the fact that I spent so long not talking, I would have ended this at the half-hour mark in recording. Instead, I think it's safe to wait until we reach, like, after I clear out whatever's in the space-time rift. I think that'll be a good marker as any to end off the game and chill more proper. And I was just worried about, like, am I gonna have enough power points to do certain tasks that involve using very specific moves? And then I remember, like, I have my entire stock of Lip-Up berries with me, so I think we'll be fine on that front. Would not complain about getting a few more mud balls, though. Oh, hi. Actually, oh, you know, so much for just clearing that out before the space-time rift. Hi. So I caught as many as I need. You are done, actually. Oh, I thought the Umbreon had a special mark. I mean, surely this will work. It's quad weak. Surely they'll get knocked out one hit. And surely I haven't knocked out enough Heracross to fill out that field research. Right. Just gotta do it 6 more times. Trying to think of if there's anything else I want to talk about, but I just wrote a blog the other day, so forgot that you did have a fire type move. That's a little bit awkward. yeah, I just wrote a blog, which I think went over a lot of what I've been up to this week. So that kind of cuts into the types of things that I can talk about. Plus, I got the overall general basis. Like, I'm thankfully finally at a better point than it was earlier on in the month, but it's still kind of been a bit of a crummy of a month, and I can't quite put my finger on why. I'm just gonna cross my fingers that going into next month, I can keep the positive momentum I have so far and just carry it into the next month. Hopefully I'll have a better time than that, than my cipher here there. But we'll take what we can get. 4 more agile moves, and then you can be free, cipher. Then you can be free from the curse. That is being a level 80 Pokemon and barely having any health to go around. Oh, you're an alpha, little bunny. Sorry in advance, Cypher. Kinda get the feeling you're gonna get the brunt end of the stick here. Cause I am not letting up on the whole agile moves thing until I do it. I'm so close to this point that I just want to wrap it up. Kinda like with Silico. Just want it done. So I can start getting excited about seeing ciphers out in the wild again. In the meantime, sure, Tuska, I guess you can come out. What do I even gotta do with you yet? I probably should have looked at your field research before pulling it out, but I don't know. Guys, it's not like it's gonna matter anyways. Oops. Well, you're still here, Spiritomb. Guess I forgot to put you in the PC. So let's see what you can do. I'm pretty sure there's like Hex that I still gotta do or something. Guess we'll find out after the battle. Right, Fairy exists. Wow. This one encounter has just wiped like half my team off the floor. Well, at least the remaining half is some of the best of my best. Frickin' 90% nerf. I'm not even gonna get a single hit off on this thing, am I? It's just gonna whittle this up away for me. Thank God. When I saw that delay, I was kinda worried I was gonna miss again. You know, just for the funnies. If I can save an Ultra Ball, that'd be cool. Nope. I swear, if you don't get caught now, then so help me, Lord. Lord of Drift? Lord of No. Sorry, Cypher. On the bright side, perfect catching range, there is that. Might even get a little cheeky and try to catch it in the Great Ball. Oh, little Porygon wants to fight. He thinks they can, like, stand up to me or something. Oh, they're still trying to battle me. Speaking of adorable little fellows that want to try and fight me, I almost got a big explosion in the face. I mean, I guess I kind of talked about it on the vlog, but it was last week, and it's not the game show, so I could talk about the misadventures of going to a different town for like the first time in 3 years, and the fun shenanigans that came out of it. So there is slash was slash is a local game store chain that I used to go to a lot back when it was closer and convenient. And then the pandemic hit, and for obvious reasons, I was a lot less motivated to actually go out to stores just for the sake of enjoyment. So I stopped going as much. And I might have been able to go like once or twice right before, while they were still a little closer by to me. And then the store closed. And doing some research, I did find that there was like, the chain had one store left open, and it was in the other town. And it's a place I used to go a bit more frequently, but it was a bit of a drive. Granted, everything is a bit of a drive for me, but that especially. So for the longest time, I just gave up on going to the game store. Oh, I just remembered another kick in the butt that I didn't mention on the vlog, so oh boy, it's gonna be fun to go over this whole story. So, it all started by accident, fluke. I was gonna go to Taco Bell for breakfast, in the usual. But because I was trying to make a plan for future weeks to actually go out to the other town, I actually had it marked down. I actually had the Taco Bell in the other place marked down. So I go to the Taco Bell. It's pretty similar location, or the directions are pretty similar for the most part until the very end. So I'm just driving along like usual without much mind. Before I could change my course, because like I'm focused on driving, I'm there, and I notice that I'm at a completely different Taco Bell than the usual. Plot twist, I ended up putting in the directions for Taco Bell in the other town, instead of the usual place. Trying to make lemonade out of lemons, in the mindset of, well, while I'm here, why not do the stuff that I always say that I'm gonna do, but never actually get around to doing, because it's usually so far away. So at that point, I decided to make an outing of it. The other thing is, like, the game stores don't open to noon, even though I usually get my day started as early as like 8 or 9 o'clock. So even with having breakfast first, I still had a bit of time to kill before the store would open. So I figure, like, the original plan was gonna just be go to Taco Bell and then drive by to the retail store and pick up some Pokemon cards. And I look in the directions, like, you know, there's a Walmart not too far from here. Why don't I just go there instead? And that's fine, I guess. Not really, wasn't really a huge fan of the experience. Like, the Walmart was fine, but the place they had the Pokemon cards set up was terrible. The place I usually go to, they have their own section that's next to checkout. But Walmart seems to, like, with this other place, it's just kind of perfect because it's like right at the front of the store. Close to checkout, but not in checkout. Walmart decides to have the innovation to go one step further and put the Pokemon cards in the checkout lane. So you can't really look at your Pokemon cards without being in the way of all the customers trying to check out from the store. Wouldn't that be a fine filial how you do? But despite how much of a mess it was, the people that were in the checkout were pretty nice and understanding. One person even let me buy when they realized all I was buying was 2 packs of Pokemon cards. It's like, you know, just go ahead. It's always kind of nice when you stumble into something like that. But, like, definitely prefer getting cards from the old place, or better yet, online. Fun fact, instead of like putting yourself in an awkward, stressful situation of being out on the internet, or I mean being out in person, you can just buy Pokemon cards online from their site. and and not have to worry about getting blasted in the face by float stills. Or the societal equivalent of getting hydro pumped in the face by float stills. But let me cut around because, oh boy, I've known we're at the 50-minute mark and I haven't barely even started the story. So, like, it's kind of iffy, but at least I got the cards, and, like, I can't complain because, you know, I'll just flash the picture up here. I got around to opening one of the... At that Walmart, I got my first pack of Scarlet and Violet cards, which I did a video on the blog, but shortly after, I finally got around to opening that other pack of cards, and you'll never guess what was inside of it. I just realized the people that watch this video aren't going to have the context to why this card is special. But needless to say, it's a rare card. Full arts kind of usually are. And I know that it's kind of a meme. Point being, like, someone I watch likes the card. So it's kind of funny that was the rare. Kind of funny that I go to this one card shop once and never plan to go back again on whim, and I just so happened to get that same exact card. That's all I really meant. Oh, poor Kindle. Just... I mean, it's Legends Arceus and I'm trying to fight a water type. I can't be too surprised, but I do still feel bad. Yeah. So, think I went to another place to the grocery shop, nothing too eventful there. Maybe would have been more comfortable to just grocery shop closer to home, but especially because I wasn't able to get perishable foods, because I was using the buy time until the game store opened, and I didn't want the perishables to sit in the car all day, but it's at least something. And then the game shop came around. First, it was a nightmare to drive to. Not a fan of that drive. Not the worst drive in the world, but definitely a much more uncomfortable drive than I'm used to. It's a bit of a shame because by the time I actually got to the store, it's kind of just felt sad. I'm just gonna be blunt, it felt sad and pathetic. Like, there was stuff there, but there wasn't really a lot didn't really feel like there was a lot there. It felt kind of empty and quiet. Could barely find anything that I wanted. Did manage to find Sonic Generations for the Nintendo 3DS, so I picked it up. Here's the part that I didn't mention on the blog, because I only just realized now. Pardon me, I just had to get that out. So, I figured, well, this adventure was kind of a bust, because, like, all I did after that was go to Dairy Queen the first time ever. Or at least first time in, like, 5 years. And I guess the Blizzard was okay, but it wasn't... I was already kind of a bit down the dumps, so it was good, but not good enough to make that better. If they had better desserts. And the other thing was I was gonna check out a card shop on the way, but I'm just so exhausted after the ordeal of the game shop and everything else. I decided to just go home, cut my losses, and maybe I get a chance to enjoy the rest of that blizzard before it all melted. Now that the whole adventure is out of the way, though, back to trying out Sonic Generations. If you couldn't tell from the build-up, it didn't go well. I put the poor video game into my 3DS, and nothing loaded. I pull it out and try putting it again, nothing loaded. As I'll worry about this another day. Work break comes along a few days later. I decided to put it in the 3DS, and it still wouldn't load. I put it into my old capture card 3DS just to rule out the possibility that it had something to do with the device, And you guessed it, it still didn't work. So, God. Now I gotta figure out how to take... Now I have to go back to that store that was a hell... I'm gonna just say it, it was hell to get to in the first place. Just to return a broken video game that I'm just hoping that they'll actually even let me return, because they had a really weird and specific return policy on the receipt. There was something mentioned about if the game was broken, which this game is broken as far as I'm concerned, but it's already bad enough that I have to even consider driving, that I can't play it. And if I wanted to get a return, I have to make a drive that I really never wanted to do ever again. It's just not a good time. Ooh, baby. Of all the luck and all the hells. Also, the space-time distortion's been going on way longer than I thought it would. But hey, this may be an hour long when I was only shooting for recording for half an hour. But at least I got the story out. And like, honestly, in the grand scheme of things, this wasn't even that bad of a drive to the normal man, but to an antisocial person like me, why put myself through that ordeal again when I could just order things I want online through the internet? Like, just a semi-bad thing for the average adventurer is an ordeal and a half for someone like me. I'll just leave it at that. And I was hoping that the more I got out and drove around, the more comfortable I would be, like being a quote-unquote normal person, but nope. Not only did 2020 backpedal me back to how I was in my young adulthood times, I think I backpedal even further in my ability to do the societal social thing than I ever had before. And cool, like, wouldn't it be cool if this alpha was a shiny? Because, like, Shinx is cool. I like Shinx. It's probably one of my favorite Gen 4 Pokemon. I wanted to have at least one alpha shiny. It's one of my few remaining goals with this game in general. Getting a shiny alpha, anything in the Shinx line, would probably be the best day ever. Or be the best moment of the day. But instead, we just gotta fight this ordinary alpha Luxio. And this annoying Floatzel that's only being a pain in the butt because I missed like a 95% accurate move. It be them ways. It brings me back to good old Talon Swift days. Which reminds me, I don't know, it's almost 2 o'clock, so I don't know if it's at this point, but I gotta record more Pokemon XG. I have all the Pokemon XG videos for this month done, but I went through all of my recorded footage for Pokemon XG to do so. So I can't really mess around with XG anymore until I play it. But because it's all the crummy stuff of doing a playthrough of a game that you like, instead of just playing it on your own time. Oh man. Man, that was probably one of the least efficient space-time rifts I ever had. I'm just glad I was able to get some of those items last minute, but still, I was cutting it real close. I could've sworn there was something I wanted to talk about before ending off the game and chill. Yeah, XG. Like, really wanted to record more XG this weekend, just so, like, if I had a long day at work and all I feel like doing is watching a video, then maybe I could at least talk myself into editing one of my own videos and make the most of my slump, make the most the days where I don't feel like doing much. And at least if I'm going to relax to a video, then have it be editing my own stuff. Especially because I can't rely on Dawn Jim much longer. I only have like 2 videos left of that to do. We are so close to the end, that's not even funny. Give me a sec. I think that means that we are done with Cypher, just doing that last hit. That last fast style and all. Yeah, I just gotta check it in, and Shiny Cypher will be on the Shiny Hunt. Menu? That's not the word I'm looking for, I'm sure. But the actual word is definitely not coming to mind at the moment. Speaking of Avalog, what did I gotta do with you? Yeah, I figured I needed to do more strong style. Oh, I gotta do Blizzard? Do I even have Blizzard? Better to realize that now than, like, afterwards when I've actually done literally everything else. You know, I'm gonna meet you back at base when we check in all the research progress that we've made. And then an off the game show here. This is definitely gonna be what I end up spending the work week on, editing this baby. And I'm cool with that. Oh, I forgot that Barbulge is still there. The whole reason I came here in the first place. Really, who sees me? You know what? Let's do this the easy way. Yeah, at least... I'm not sure if I'm gonna have time to record XG like I wanted, but with how long this has been, at least I'll have something that'll keep me more than busy for all the days that I don't want to do anything else besides edit. And at the end of the day, that's the biggest thing I wanted out of this recording session. So, yeah, let's check in with our 35 Pokemon. I don't have to actually leave. So, if I remember later, or... What if I actually play this game on my spare time? I thought I've had a couple times, but haven't really been around to because other video games. Oh god, all the other video games. I haven't even talked about all the other video games that I've played. It's fine, I briefly mentioned some of them on the blog. And I think there's other reasons. Because of stuff I brought up earlier, I think I wanted to include a link to that in this video anyways. So hopefully I'll remember to do that. So Cypher is done, Siligo's done. Turtwig's not quite done, but that's going to be a bit of a grind anyways. I think we're done today. Thank you all for tuning into this edition of Game & Chill. It started out stronger than I thought. It kinda... my energy kinda dwindled at the end, but... a better commentary session than I thought. So... I'm happy with this one way or another. Until we meet again. Take care.